Humblezilla, what you got to say? What are your thoughts on what I was saying earlier about making your intentions known up front? What are your thoughts on why do you think that the marriage rates, especially in the black community, are the way they are? Do you think a lot of men have completely opted out of the idea of marriage? What do you think about what you heard academics say about this being the baby mama, baby daddy area? What are your thoughts on all of that, sir? Hold on one second before you speak. We have another woman coming up here. I'm going to bring Miss Return to Sender up here. Miss Return to Sender, when you come up here, just please mute your microphone respectfully. I'm going to have Humblezilla speak. And then, after he's done, I'm going to allow you to speak. And then, if you guys even get into a back and forth, that'll even be more awesome. But go ahead, Mr. Humblezilla.
Hey, what's going on, brother? Look, I'm not doing the back and forth, okay? Yeah, we got places to be in the morning. There used to be a time where I would engage like that, but a lot of the information that comes out of us black men's mouths going one ear and out the other. The women we want to talk to and deal with, they hear it. And that's got to be okay with us as men. We got to stop going back and forth with women and trying to convince them. There's too many great black women out here to just be generalizing, which is why I'm glad the majority of us don't. Just like the majority of us ain't fathers. It's some of us that's making women baby mothers and all that stuff. Don't get me wrong. I have a child's mother myself. But we have a different dynamic. My daughter live in my home, been living in my home. So, I'm more like a baby mama, but it don't matter. And she don't got nothing to do with my household. The problem is, in our community, I think a lot of us men aren't intentional. I just like to address us. The women, you can't address women. You can't, us as black men, we can't tell women what we don't like, what we do like. They don't want to hear what we got to say. Fine. As far as us as black men, we got to be more intentional with our women, the women that we date. They're worthy of being, if we pick the right ones, they're worthy of being wives and all those things. I think we need to be honorable enough to, be men and actually make them the women that they should be. I think we drag our feet a lot. I think a lot of us are indecisive. I think a lot of us don't have a path or a vision for ourselves yet. And instead of us like being honest with ourselves, sitting down and just being better and not dragging this woman down that path, we kind of lead her blindly. And I think, women need to understand their power. And, a man wants to obtain you. And if you're so easily obtained, then, what type of man do you think is going to want you? Because there's going to be men that are going to look at your situation, your baggage, the issues you come with, the men that come behind you. Because some of y'all got men that hold on to y'all forever. Like they be trying to ruin all your relationships. And, and if it's a baby daddy, then that's even worse because he got to be in the kid life. Ain't no man trying to come into your life and be like, hey, your child's father got to go. Like, ain't no real man. A child could benefit from a stepdaddy, a father, a mother, a stepmother. You know what I mean? Like 4 people loving one child, that could be great. That could be amazing. Everybody don't got odds and issues with their child's mothers or the baby daddy. This is just individuals who do have issues being very loud on this app. And then social media all the time, especially in our community. It's like we want to be the entertainment for everybody on the planet at certain times. Everybody on the planet got to know what's going on in your life. There's plenty of instances where black men and black women get together. We marry each other 80%. Like we got it right. But unfortunately, the loud and wrong people are out here projecting negativity. All the women who haven't been around great men, I can't tell you nothing about that. That's upsetting. That's horrible. But there are men out here like that. And if you believe that there aren't any men like that, then hey, you might not encounter none. Or if a man encounters you and you have that mentality, he probably is going to be like, let me get far away. That's what I do. When I hear a woman talking about how negative black men are, I just engage with them to like see how they're going to crash out. And then I just move away because I can log off this app. It's black women that love me, black men that love me. I find it hard to believe that when you black women who don't like black men and black men are this and black men are horrible fathers, even though, like I said, 54% of us are not fathers. When those men are on these apps, not talking negative, not being disrespectful, why don't those men get to represent black men? Why don't they get to be the representation of black men that you do like? Because the men that's being negative, disrespectful, putting you in compromising situations, making you baby mamas, telling you they don't want to marry you, they somehow get to represent all black men. And I just don't understand it. But I get it. And I understand enough as a black man, a successful black man, still trying to grow every day, broke. That's why I got the Cash App in the bio. Throw me some Cash App, you feel me? Throw my man Noble, the greatest host on TikTok, throw him a little coins too. We don't really need it, but we will take it because I'll take a handout. Okay, so send me some, send him some. Let us know what let us know it's real if you're gonna send us something. Don't be playing either. Send a couple dollars. Send at least $5. Don't send no $1. Send at least $5. We'll take $5 and we'll shout y'all out. Let y'all know that y'all sent us some money. We appreciate y'all. But it's just men out here who ain't the dangers that you speak of. It's men out here you ain't more educated than. It's men out here you don't earn more than. And you got to learn how to obtain them and keep them happy before you start talking about how terrible men are, because you can't even make the bums happy. So you definitely can't make the high value men happy.
That was a very good comment that you made there. I have to agree that I feel that negativity sells and that we're always talking about black men this, black men that, in negative sense, as if there are no good black men out here. That's crazy. Like, that's insane when I go to these TikTok lives and they say, all black men, stop it. Stop it. And then on top of that, these are women who have children. Who do you have that child by? A black man. So he was good enough for you to, go ahead and have children by. The other thing that I liked that the other speaker said was the fact that his child lives in the home with him. I would have liked to hear that he was married, but that takes time. But that's good to hear that he's in the home with his daughter and taking care of his daughter. But it's as if we act like we built this country. Half of these inventions out here was us, and they didn't put our names on it because there was a time we couldn't do that. There are currently a lot of black people that are doing so much good for us, for the community, but we never see or hear any of that. There are so many black entrepreneurs out here that are doing good things, but we never hear or see that. So, I'd like to hear and see more of that. And it's unfortunate what I'm seeing out here. As for the low rate of marriages in our community, look, I blame the Pygmishas. And when I say Pygmisha, if you're having a child for a man and he's not showing you that he would be a good father, he's not showing you the things that you need to see as a mother, then why are you having his baby? Because you want attention from him? Because you want to keep him away from other women? So I'm not understanding that part. I'm going to just land there.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. I just think that, in my situation, I'll be a little bit transparent. The accountability that women are looking for men to have, I'm going to start with myself. I wasn't the greatest in relationships. I seen my dad love my mother and get his check and hand it over to her, and then she give him what he's supposed to have out of it. I didn't see my mother getting hit by my father. None of the stuff that some people actually grew up seeing, so some of this stuff they think is normal, and I ain't gonna really address that. But I just think, like, for myself, I just irresponsible growing up. I had a lot of access to things at a young age, and just was irresponsible. But once I became a father, I had a daughter, and then it clicked in my head, like, a woman that I'm dating is somebody's daughter, and everything that I go through with my daughter, like raising her, a man has hopefully went through in a month. Like, I'm hoping that as a parent that's been in your life goes through the trials and tribulations of parenthood with your child. So that's why when I look at a woman now, I'm not looking at her as a child. I'm just saying, like, somebody raised this young lady, so I can at least be respectful to her. I can at least not be the danger she speak of. I can at least be intentional when I date her, especially if I know she's looking for marriage. If I'm not a marriage guy, why aren't I telling that right off the bat? And then if she chooses to deal with you like Janae does, then she does. But at the same time, you got people who outside of relationships, never been successful in relationships, talking about relationships as if they have been in a meaningful relationship, and they haven't. They know nothing about it. All they know is TV. And if it wasn't for TV, some of these people wouldn't even know how to love themselves. The internet is the only access to human interactions for some of these people. I don't think they talk to people the way they talk on this app. I could not imagine a man, because we was talking about marriage earlier before, but I couldn't imagine a man wanting to marry some of the women the way they speak on this app, and vice versa. Clearly, these men be talking crazy too. Even myself, you might include me, but the only difference is I come here to be a character. I come here to be entertaining. I leave off this app and I'm in real life and I don't do those things. And I'm not here to be, I'm not out in society triggering women. But here it's very easy because all I got to say is your baby daddy don't want to take care of the kids. That's going to knock out a lot of them. Then I'm going to say that wig on top of your head ain't, you know what I'm saying? It don't look that good. It's a little bit lopsided. That's going to make somebody mad. Then I'm going to say, hey, girl, remember how you come in here talking about men are trash, men are dogs, these men don't make enough money? Well, the men that you don't make more money than, they don't want none of your vagina. The men you don't got more education than, they don't even know you exist. You know what I'm saying? I say stuff like that. That's what cut them deep. But I'm only talking to those women. But a lot of women be, they say the hit dog dollar and all that stuff. But I'm just saying, like, if you're not mad, if you're not a woman that's getting passed over, if you're not a woman that's dealing with men who don't be intentional with you, then hey, you shouldn't be upset. Like me, I got to be accountable. Be a great man, be an amazing man, be a leader, be somebody that I would want my daughter to, come into her adulthood and have to protect and love and support her. I'm gonna be that representation for her because she go out here one day and pick a man. But I know a lot of these women didn't have that growing up, and that's why they come out here and say some of the stuff they say. So it's really easy to spot as men. So when we talk about like accountability as men, just stay away from those type of women. And when you get you a good, loving black woman or a woman of whatever race, you might want to go get your German woman. Go ahead. It's okay. You see, they want us. They want us. I'm just saying. They did put a video out. But hey, we ain't going to talk about that. It wasn't like no fake tweet talking about, somebody for grown-ups and all that. And people came here, trying to chastise black men. I'm just saying. We ain't had nothing to do with that, but yet we had to catch the strays. Just like the brick lady came in talking crazy. We ain't had nothing to do with that, but y'all came in talking crazy. I'm just saying, y'all came for all of us when y'all really should be coming for some of them. That's all I'm saying.
I agree. I think it's City Girl in the chat is talking about how men change after a woman becomes pregnant, manipulation and things like that. I've heard that many relationships don't even make it through the pregnancy stage because a lot of men don't realize the hormone surge in pregnant women. And so all of a sudden, the woman that they were dating and having relations with turns into some type of rage-filled hormone monster. And they can't deal with that. I think education is the key. For both parties, for both men and women. Women need to know that once they become pregnant, everything is going to change. Their bodies are going to change. The way they see things are going to change. I think that's why you see a lot of women, especially single moms on here, just angry and talking ratchet about men because of what they went through during their pregnancies and then having to raise this child alone. It creates a lot of anger. And, with the way things are situated, all a man has to do is pay a few dollars of child support. But the woman is in charge of waking up early, bathing, feeding that child, just all day. And, unless you have your child in some type of childcare, it's going to have to be you. And where do you have time to work when you have to take care of a child? A child can't take care of itself. And that huge responsibility becomes a resentment for a lot of these women. And I worry about the children that come out of these relations. Because when you have a woman that's almost resentful, I'm sure she loves her child, but it's a huge job. And to be resentful, that's got to be pretty bad. Now, I grew up with both a mother and a father, but my mother always told me, look, if your father wasn't here, things wouldn't be nice for you guys. And I took that message to heart. I'm in my 40s now. I don't have any children. And I knew better when I was younger not to really fall for the okey doke. I don't really believe, I mean, in my situation, I didn't have the opportunity to meet someone and fall in love. And I'm glad I didn't, because this whole love thing, that's what catches these girls up. They think they're in love, and then they find out how quickly this whole love thing could turn into them having to deal with a child on their own. It's a huge problem. It's a huge problem. But I think the biggest issue is education on both sides.
Yeah, I agree on the education, and that's why me personally, if I talk to young men or any young men listening, or any, I would just say, you get a woman pregnant. I'm hoping she's somebody that you see yourself with long term, because I assure you, y'all gonna have to have a relationship for the rest of y'all life. That kid will always be y'all kid. And I wish us as black men understood that a little bit more, just because, this it's a little bit more life altering, because we got a representation of that on TikTok. You got women who didn't have men in their lives. You got men who didn't have men in their lives. And it's, or they had their mother, or they had mixture of both, or they didn't have a 2-parent household. I mean, it's not going to end everything when you have a mother and a father in your house. You can grow up with just a mother and still be great and amazing in society and be influential, all those things. But I would just say that us as black men, we got to understand that a woman carrying our child in her body has to be an honor. Like, that's what it has to become now. Like how a woman go out there and train for 4 years, and sometimes a man play a sport and he might not know who you is. He might not. He in the NFL. Why would he know who you is? You know what I'm saying? He don't know. But you come into his life, you become great, you become amazing, you become emotional, attached to this man. You show him how to regulate his emotions. He helps you while you going through a tragic court case where a man that has done things to multiple different women, and you got to go tell your testimony, and it's a black man next to you. The same black men that some of these women say don't exist, but it's a black man next to you, and there's women who want to be loved and supported in their own community. They're going to tear your relationship down because they ain't never seen it before. They like, man, you know what? I ain't never seen a black man love a woman unconditionally and not know who she was. And he said he a prize? No, he can't. It can't be true. It can't. A black man could never be a prize. Not in my life, right? But unfortunately, it's true. Black men are prizes. Black women are prizes. We can't come to this world without a black woman. I don't know if black men know that. We got to come through the womb of a black woman, and you want to support that womb as much as possible. So just like a woman can work for a long time to get a gold medal, sir, that should be a gold medal. A woman should be getting your last name. A woman should be getting every bit of you if she's going to carry a child in her body, because it's very dangerous. The woman can lose her life. She's carrying your child, your legacy inside of her. So the best thing you can do is support her as much as possible. Make it as easy as possible. Not drain her, not disrespect her, not put her in a compromised situation, not harm your child, not be a danger to her, not be a danger to the man who might come into her life because you can't do what you're supposed to do. Like, this is what men are having to deal with. So, a lot of men are looking at relationships where it is going right. And you got women on the outside knowing it's going right, but they want it to go wrong. They got stuff saved in their phone right now talking about, I can't wait for him to cheat so I can pull this video up. Imagine you spending that much time to worry about somebody else's relationship and you single. And then when it's time for you to get in a relationship, you don't know nothing but how to be negative and tell a man what he can't do for you. And then you expect the man to look at that and be like, oh, you know what? Let me go ahead and do something for her, since she used to doing everything for herself. When it's really men in society who will come into your life and be like, look, man, I see you doing it all on your own. I'm finna help you. I'm gonna pay you some bills. I want to do this so you can keep some money in your pocket. Like, it's men that will do that for you. Not some of y'all women on the internet. Y'all can forget about it. But other women in society, it might work for y'all. Y'all might have a chance. But these bitter women that have been on this app, I'm telling you, it been too long. We already know. That's why I be making the content I make. I'm just here to show men how is women that we should be gravitating to, loving, supportive, covering, giving our last name, giving everything that we can to. There's plenty of black women like that. But the ones that's not like that, man, torture them. Not in the physical way. Don't hurt them like that. I know y'all gonna take it. I mean, torture them with the fact that she can't never say, "Oh, I wish I." All she gonna say is, "I wish I had a black man like that." That's the torture. Oh, I can't get a black man to support me like that. Girl, let her keep being the negative one out of her whole group. The one that's single, the one that they talk about behind her back. Like, damn, she ain't never got no man. She got all the answers though, Sway, don't she? It's crazy.